Hello, today I'm going to be reviewing the wind-up walking Vincent robot toy from Disney's The Black Hole. Now, I'm not going to talk about the film in any detail, I'll do that in another video, but just to mention to anyone who doesn't know, The Black Hole was a film released by Disney in December 1979, and after the success of Star Wars, Disney was looking for a hit. 1979 had already seen the successes of Alien and Star Trek the Motion Picture. And The Black Hole, surprisingly for Disney, was aimed at an adult audience, as it had some quite dark themes. It was the first Disney film to have a PG rating here in the UK, but to appeal to kids, it had several robot characters, from the evil Maximilian to the lovable Vincent, which we have here. Now, Vincent, or VIN-CENT, stood for Vital Information Necessary Centralized, which to me seemed a bit of an afterthought. Maybe they came up with the name Vincent first and thought, well, what could Vincent stand for? What words can we fit to the letters? The character in the film was voiced by Roddy McDowall, something I only found out years later, although at the time I thought I did recognise the voice from somewhere, but McDowall didn't appear in the movie credits. The Mego Toy Company did release Black Hole action figures based on the 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures, although these weren't as popular, and I don't remember seeing the Black Hole figures in any of the toy shops, although I do remember seeing them in magazines, and I thought that the Vincent figure looked really cool, but as I couldn't get my hands on it, this, when I saw it, was the next best thing. So it's by Louis Marx. It says Marx Toys on the box, and it must have been one of the last toys produced by that company, as I believe they went out of business around about 1980. So let's get him out, let's have a little look. Yeah, there's a couple of little arms in the box there. So to be fair, it's a pretty good reproduction of the character. It's got all of the main detail, apart from the bottom area here. In the film, Vincent would float around and didn't have legs and walk like this. However, you know, I can forgive that minor detail. In the box, we've got these two arms, appendages, and they fit into the holes just here, so they don't actually do anything, but the character in the film would extend these and use them to grab hold of things. Now, for a wind-up toy, normally we would have a key somewhere on the back to wind him up, but it's actually been concealed in one of these little appendages here on the side. So if I give this a little wind, and then we put him down, we can watch him walk. Yeah, now the playability of this for a 10-year-old, which is how old I was at the time, was pretty limited. But I didn't care because I really wanted this as a kind of model or a figure, and I used to keep it up on the shelf. And luckily I did keep the box. Probably when I got fed up with it, I put it back in the box, and then it went up in the loft and got consigned up there with all the other stuff that I couldn't bear to get rid of, but at the same time didn't want lying around. When I look at the box now, actually, it's quite interesting. I'm just going to stop walking now. So yeah, when I have a look at the box, it's quite interesting because it doesn't actually say the words "The Black Hole" anywhere on the box. It's pretty much the same picture, just shown at different angles. It does say that it's by Louis Marx and it was produced in Hong Kong, and also it says copyright Walt Disney Productions down the bottom, 1979. But yeah, the words "The Black Hole" don't appear anywhere on the box, and that does now to me seem a little bit strange. I mean, if this was a Star Wars toy or a Star Trek toy, it would have Star Wars or Star Trek all over it as a main selling point. So the lack of the words "The Black Hole" is a little bit strange. Yeah, there's a picture of a black hole here on the box, and that's very similar to the artwork that featured in the movie posters and adverts. But why wouldn't they put the words "The Black Hole" on there? I don't know. Maybe if they did, Marx Toys would have to pay Disney more for the license. I'm not sure. Anyway, these seem to be quite collectible now, although a lot that you might pick up on eBay may not have the little arm appendages. As you can imagine, they would get broken or lost. But it's quite a nice little toy, and the ones that are really collectible, the Mego action figures, the 3 3/4 inch, because they weren't very popular at the time and they didn't sell very well, so they probably didn't produce that many of them. But I think it's a nice little figure. I don't think Marx Toys produced any other wind-up characters. It was only this Vincent character. I do remember seeing a Marx Toys catalogue back in 1980, and it had this, and also it had a remote control Vincent, and I think a voice activated Vincent as well. But sadly, I don't think they made it into production. I don't think the toy line was popular enough for them to produce those. But as I say, it is quite a nice little character. It's quite detailed, and one thing that used to annoy me about the Star Wars figures, especially the R2-D2 character, was that it wasn't that detailed. I mean, when you looked at the if you want to call it the face of it, it didn't have the exact same detail as R2-D2 in the film, whereas this character does. You know, it has got all of the detail on there. So yeah, it's a pretty good reproduction. I'm glad I've got it after all these years, but as I say, aimed at the younger child, but yeah, quite a nice little character. So thanks very much for watching, and if you've liked this video, please subscribe, and I'll be posting more videos from my collection of 1970s stuff.